and really doing so nicely in that game. Or in this last one, it was just diving the backline to make sure that everyone is looking at him instead of looking at his own backline. Shake has looked really, really strong on these warrior junglers, or whether even in the game 1 where he's playing an assassin, Ratatosker, and building him like a warrior.
Well, now we're going to see what the pick and ban priority is for Tarrant County. Last time, Shaka got one of his big warrior jungles. He got the Raven, the Osiris over onto the side of Wolf King, and Tarrant, they see that that might have been one of their problems.
Yeah, I think that if I'm Tarrant County here, I'm probably either banning away Ratatosker or picking it with the first selection. If I'm banning it, then this is the spot to do it, obviously. If I'm picking it, then something like a Thoth ban would fit well here.
Well, RTO, once again, going to be banned away. No one wants to deal with the Bear Mama. She's just too powerful. And honestly, with these two teams, I don't really see any of them really picking this one up. Osat did grab it in the semifinals, but didn't have the best showing onto it. And I don't really see it as a Ratcheteer got it either. So, I mean, taking this one away, it's just kind of nobody wants to deal with it.
So it is the Rat ban. If I'm Indiana, Raijin again, may as well stick with what's worked for you so far. Keep Y-Try off of one of his comfort picks. If I'm Tarrant County, last time they picked Cullen here, I'm doing it again. Osath, that game, he had the one a little bit off team fight by the Gold Fury, but that was him trusting that his team was going to grab the objective while he dies for it, and that's a worthwhile trade. It ended up not working out that way, but I'm grabbing Cullen here, and I like that they did that.
Yeah, Oseth, they're on cam. He's going to be able to get that god. He just wants to go back to the comfort, but Indiana University, they might be looking just to do somewhat of a run back onto. They got the Osiris, the Raven not available, but there's still a plethora of possible jungles open, but most importantly, the Thoth left open for Outlaw. They're going to snag it again.
But this is good for Tarrant County because this is another god that takes a little bit to ramp up. So at least you've got a window of opportunity to push Outlaw down. They didn't do it in game 1. Now they have to try and do it here in game 3. But Kukulkan's so much safer, so much better clear, allows you to get pressure around the map much better. This is a riskier pick in the early game. But, I mean, Outlaw played great on it in game 1. You can't take anything away from him. Tarrant County should be nervous that they gave it to him, but they at least have to know that they've got an opportunity to beat him up in the early stages.
It's possibly into the line for Tarrant County. Their backs are against the wall. Do we see them go with the safe, the standard meta picks, or do we maybe see them go towards some of the little bit more off picks?
If you got something in the bank, there's no better time than now. You can't, how many times have we heard players be like, yeah, well, we had this one crazy pick, but we just never got around to it. Well, this is the time. I mean, your backs are against the wall. You got to win. You got to hit the reverse sweep 3 in a row up against Indiana, and Tarrant County can't afford to wait any longer.
If we're going with it, I'm waiting. Y-Try loves going onto Agni when he needs to. It's one of his favorite comfort picks. I would not be surprised to see it picked up. Now, this is before the Agni buff. This is still the 4.20 patch, so he's not going to be as strong as he is, but Agni has been a great pick for Y-Try when the Thoth is gone, when the Raijin's taken away, and he just doesn't want to play Soul, but it's going to be the Hun Bats picked up for Glavis.
Fafnir as well, so a bit of a change here. And Ratcheteer, I like this change up as well. Ratcheteer did not look very good on the Geb in games 1 or 2, so switch it up, go to a priority pick, and now Tarrant County can just go for something like Soul in a Hunter. Now, I doubt Indiana's going to leave Soul open.
No.
In fact, I think I would have rather seen them take Soul and Fafnir at once, but this Hunbats was banned away from Glavis previously, and if this is what's going to allow him to be a better presence in the mid-game team fights, then you got to take it here.
I heard that slip up. He's triggered now.
Yeah, I know.
Everybody always calls him good old Glavius.
I know.
He never understands. It's okay. We forgive you.
It's all right.
It's okay. Indiana University on their bank time, looking to see what they want to pick up in this last banning phase again. Neither team really looking towards their hunters. They both realize that Indiana doesn't care what Puckham picks up because he hasn't done anything on any of them. And Tarrant County realizes, well, he's just got whatever he wants. Like, just give Sops whatever at this point. Just take a couple of things away.
Exactly. I've got no problem with Indiana waiting on what Sops wants to pick because he's proven that he can play whatever he needs to in that duo lane. If I'm Indiana, I think I might look for something like Geb. This could work out. Though Sabbath played so well on the Ganesh,
He did.
and it's got such a good matchup into the Fafnir.
There it goes.
I would have almost certainly preferred to see him play the Ganesh instead of the Geb.
Yeah, I mean, the Ganesh, Geb, and even Athena are the kind of the 3 picks that we talk about when we see Sabbath. Those are his 3 go-to guardians. And over onto the flip side, when Geb is gone, we usually see Fafnir for Ratcheteer. So I like the change-up that these guys are making. I did love the Ganesh, but I think that Sabbath Geb is maybe just a little bit up onto that. We'll see how it pans out this time around, but we see it. The Soul, gone.
Chalk banned away when they think that Osiris probably going to Shaka in the jungle trying to take Wolf King off of the other pick. that he played so far this set.
Wow.
Raw, the other ban, and a pretty good one. Good setup with the Hunbat's ult and the Fafnir stuns, and having that long-range damage is going to be really easy for Wide-Try to position well. So this makes him go to a pick that might be a little bit less safe than the Raw.
Still have a few options open into the jungle. We could see the Circuit. We have seen it go tanky as usual, like the Ratatosker. Could opt to go towards Sheikah. This could be Sheikah's Osiris while they're looking for maybe Wolf King solo lane. There's a lot of ambiguity with this Osiris pick, with this team specifically.
Exactly, and that's why I like that they kind of waited, and now Tarrant County has to kind of decipher which way these picks are going. The Huyi ban, Sops has not been allowed to grab that, and with good reason, because he's looked great on Hachiman, great on Artemis, and honestly, I don't think I mind him going back for Artemis here. He's got a good protection Guardian with the Geb, and it's good into Fafnir because during that transformation, whether he's going up into it or down from it, you can just lay that trap right underneath the dwarf, and all of a sudden he's just going to be locked in place for a long period of time, and more than enough for Sops to chew through him.
I mean, he's just a sitting duck at that point. Even though he's a dragon, he's just a sitting duck. And with the Geb's protection, it's a lot going towards the Artemis. Like you said, I wouldn't be opposed to him going back towards it. But they're taking a little bit of time to determine what they want to do. Do they want to grab Sheikah / Wolf King's God here? Or do they want to grab Sops?
Well, you expect that the Hunter's still coming for Tarrant County, of course. So if Sops has something that he really feels like Pucka might take on the other side, this would be a good time to take it. But I also think that there's just more viable Hunters right now anyways for Sops. So I think I'd prefer to see Indiana either put Wolf King on a God right here or hand over that Osiris to him and allow Sheikah to pick what he wants in this slot.
Well, it's going to be the Hachiman one more time for Sops. He played well on it last game, aside from the little engagement over at the red buff. We dropped it.
I mean, it was so close to a solo kill that you can, it counts as like half of one. So if he gets another half here, then that equals one full solo kill.
Well, there's no 0.5s or anything on the KDA chart there.
No, but like in my brain there is.
Oh, just in your brain?
Yeah, and those are the stats that really matter.
Oh, okay.
When you think about it.
The real stats.
Yes,
those are the ones that you put on the piece of paper. Those are the ones that matter.
The ones I just jot down on our little notepads.
Well, the Morrigan.
Interesting.
That's not something I would see coming out of Y-Try, but the Kernanos, that's to be expected from Pucka. If the Izanami didn't work, try your other pick.
Morrigan goes great with Hunbats. I mean, having two Hunbats ultimates is really, really difficult to deal with, and I love it from Tarrant County. I mean, look, even if he hasn't gone to it before, even if this is a little bit out of left field, like we said, you're down 2-0. You got to do something in this matchup, and the Morrigan Hunbats combo might just be enough to put them over the edge.
Now it's a question of, is this Osiris for Wolf King? Is this Osiris for Sheikah? That Osiris is for Wolf King. Sheikah gonna have some fun with the Naja.
Love it. Love this last pick, Naja. It's so much setup for the Thoth in the mid lane. Geb has the good protection for you as well when the Naja wants to go deep. And keep in mind, the Morrigan, whenever she goes into that invisibility, she leaves behind a decoy that you can use to guarantee that you're hitting her with that ring toss and knocking her out of that stealth. This is a great Naja pick for Sheikah.
And this is just a fun pick for Sheikah. He loves running this Naja when he has a little bit of flexibility to do so. They're up 2-0. If they lose the game, it's not a big deal. They still have another one that they can play. So when you're up in this 2-0, you can, yes, go for, slam on their throats. Make sure that they can't come back, but you have this option to play a little bit stranger sometimes.
I love it. This draft from Indiana is everything they've done well so far. Again, the one pick that I'm not really sure about is that Geb. It's with Sabbath playing so well on the Ganesh, but I know it's a comfort pick for him, and I know he's played it a lot before, so I've got no real problem with him switching over to it. The rest of the draft works beautifully together. Tarrant County's much riskier draft can end up working out, though. It's the only God that we've seen them play so far this entire set is that Cullen, and Osath looked really, really good on it, so you may as well keep him comfortable, whereas the rest of everyone else on this roster needed to switch it up.
And not only that, the Morgan, one of those quirks with it is a lot of people just go straight into a single Morgan pick every time. I'm always going for their Ratatosker if they've got one. I'm always going for their other mage. That's kind of the difference that you go from player to player. Is some players, we've seen guys like Zeros go towards picking up the Terra in his place, getting that extra defense, getting that extra big ultimate online. So it's going to come down to how does Y-Try utilize that changeling.
And honestly, while I'd like, I always like to see the creative usage, switching into the Geb to throw up a shield, switching into the Naja to set up for someone else on your team or to get away. Those are all fun and good, but if he just only switches into Hunbats all game long, that's fine by me too, because Fear No Evil, we always talk about it, one of the best ults in the game, will always be one of the best ults in the game as long as it's like it is now, and Y-Try is going to be able to utilize a second one of those. Having two on the same team means that as soon as one gets a set of beads, the next one's ready for you.
Well, OSAP, again, solo lane priority. We've seen it time and time again today. We've seen it all throughout AVGL. Everyone loves to try and shut down the tanky solo laner. That's just been the name. If you can make sure they can't get up and be that tanky frontline presence, they just become a squishy sandbag at that point. That's what teams are really looking towards.
And Tarrant County did it in game 2 there, the last one, but there was just a turnaround from Sops and the rest of Indiana that really brought the pain for Tarrant County. So maybe they try and not camp Wolf King this time around, the same pick that he had last time with his Osiris. Maybe it's time for them to try and put some pressure on the Outlaw in the mid lane on a much less safe pick than the Kukulkan that he had last time around.
Well, again, leaving the Hunters alone, Puckham and Sops to farm up. And between the two picks that Puckham likes to go, the Izanami and the Kernanos, this is the one that I really see a little bit better off for him. He's a little bit safer. He's got that big impact ultimate. The AoE with the Wild Hunt is so strong in these late game fights.
Safety is the big thing for me. And Puckham, while he's not going to be able to get as good of a clear, and Sops actually taking advantage early on, stealing away that purple buff and getting himself an early lead over Puckham, who lost most of that wave to tower. This is a god that can be a little bit safer, but against Hachiman there, it's tough to be safe at all because he's got such great chase potential between the EI Jutsu and the mounted archery. Even if you're super far away, whether it's between those two abilities or the Eagle Eye that extends his auto attack range, can be difficult to stay safe up against Hachiman. And
not only that, you're going no CC immunity against a guy who can get up on the horse and chase you down with that CC immunity. So it's going to be a little bit more difficult for Puckham in these early skirmishes. Wide-Try just going to throw a little bit of poke onto Sabbath as Morgan's left too early. Not quite as devastating as it will become late game, but still putting a little bit of pressure out there.
I think I'd rather see Wide-Try on these Oracles to make sure that he could have secured these before Sabbath or Sops get over here. Oracle's still going to go Tarrant County's way, so no harm, no foul, but I like the idea from Outlaw to just kind of push that wave underneath the tower, make Wide-Try pay for spending so much time in the jungle.
Well, back into the solo lane, Osouth and Wolf King just staring each other down. We saw it last game, the friendly taunts between the two when they got a kill onto each other, and that's the fun that comes with these guys. I mean, these are college students, and college students, you sit there and you got to read textbooks all day, or at least you're supposed to. I don't know exactly how much these guys do considering they're here at this point, but when you're on the bump and grind for school, just coming out and playing these matches really is a great stress relief for, and it's always fun just to kind of throw the shade at each other.
Without a doubt. I mean, whether you're in college or high school or graduated, I mean, it doesn't matter. Taunting your opposition in lane is fun basically no matter what, but you're completely right. Having this to have a group of friends at your university that can work together and compete at a level like this is really fun to watch.
Well, again, Shaken making the rotation over. Just going to throw out the rings, keep Osouth under tower. Really what they need to be doing in these games. Well, they kind of need to keep Puckham down, make sure he never gets his footing. If they can keep Osouth on the back foot for the majority, that's their big name. That's their big power player who's just not able to do anything.
Sheikha thought about coming in to try and steal these back camps. Wise decision not to. Najah not the best at escaping sticky situations, and while having the ultimate, it's at least an option. Then that takes away a lot of your offensive capability to use that as a disengage tool.
Well, it's going to be the slap box into the solo lane. Osouth throwing out his ult coming out of Wolf King, but the transformation, this is why Kukulkan is so powerful early. Osouth, one more in hand is all he needs. First blood for Tarrant County.
Wolf King still has not learned that you don't want to fight Kukulkan when he's about to transform. Using that ultimate aggressively there instead of just ulting away. Osouth with the easy solo kill. Wolf King has just got to be more attentive to that rage meter.
It's one of the hardest things is sometimes you forget that it's not mana. It's not going to go down. It's just going to keep going up. And once it hits that threshold, you got to back out because that's a big health shield that comes with it. One of the things that some people forget is he's not just getting bigger. He's getting a shield with it.
Exactly. That health shield is able to turn around so many fights, and the reset cooldowns is so important as well. I mean, that's why stance switchers are so good. You can match ability for ability, and then you just have more abilities afterwards. And Osouth is especially so on this Kukulkan because one of his abilities just starts going for free. As you mentioned, the Vent Anger, you just have a pulsing area of damage that you don't even have to do anything with. It's just going to be there for you.
All right, it's just a weaker mystical male that just follows him around. You get a second one, ults into the mid lane. Outlaw taking quite a bit. Glavis still getting aggressive onto it. Outlaw not going to take him out with the final judgment, but Glavis is too low. Now he can't escape. A little too aggressive, and Outlaw gets him.
Yeah, certainly could say that. Is Wide-Try going to go invisible right past everybody? Might be looking to pick off Outlaw, but no, just going to back to base there, making a nice little slip by to get into the mid lane. Glavis just far too aggressive. I mean, Morrigan does not have good long-range damage like that.
Sops going down onto Puckham's going to jump off the horse. Beads from Puckham's going to transform into the little piggy, but that's a win for Sops. Got the beads, got the ult. More importantly, kept one of the oracles open. I'm not even sure if Sops got that first one or not.
Yeah, we'll wait and see here. No,
nope.
It looks like it did go to Puckham either way, but another good play by Sops, putting pressure onto Puckham once more. And a little bit conservative to not use the beads to try and continue that chase, but would have required at least 2 more autos, and good decision to just try and back it up.
Oh, let's see if it's going to repeat through. Ult from Wolfking's good. Warcry from Oatsoth again. Wolfking taking a lot of damage. That Vent Anger really starting to pump out that extra little tick damage. Oatsoth just so low. Glavis getting aggressive, gonna throw the monkey, but the bounce goes the wrong way. Glavis now can't go under that tower.
Very close there. Sheikah's here and could put good damage onto him. There's the Windfire wheels take Glavis up into the sky. Wolfgang needs some good follow-up damage on the come down here, but that just isn't there.
The shell is there from Ratcheteer to keep him out. The Cataclysm from Sabbath not gonna connect. Why try? Turns into the Hunbats in mid and picks up Outlaw.
That's exactly why Glavis got those beads earlier on to open that door for Y-Try. Nice play there. Good ring toss from Sheikah with a minion wave. Absorbs one for Osath. Probably saving his life.
Well, Ratcheteer now in the dragon form, just gonna sit here against 3 members, keep them at bay, make sure they can't invade onto any of the buffs, which none of them are up at the time being, but if you can hold off 3 members, it's always a win for you.
Ratcheteer just gonna take this wave for himself, and that's the power of the Morrigan Hunbats combination that we were talking about. Good utilization of it already, and with Outlaw having beads down still for 30+ seconds, could be Glavis looking for another one of his own.
Now with the kill onto Y-Try, a little bit of momentum for him, and I think from game 1 he has learned his lesson. He does have those boots, had him up before, and he went with the cooldown boots. Gonna get that Changeling up a little earlier because level 5 Changeling, it's a 160-second cooldown.
It's a long one, the longest in the game for an ultimate, so you want to make sure that you can keep that coming up as often as possible, especially when your whole composition is built around, okay, you do your ultimate and then I do mine. If your ultimate's down, that makes that combination a lot less effective.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, 160 seconds for being another person for 10 seconds, having a whole new kit to use, it's a pretty good trade-off for it. And now, with that level lead, Y-Try just going to be able to safely farm up with Ratcheteer making the rotation through. This time, Ratcheteer opting for the Lano's mask, but on the flip side, Sabbath didn't this time around.
Yeah, it seems to be kind of personal preference for supports, whether or not they like to pick up this Lono's mask. Sabbath getting the earlier Talaria boots means that he's going to be able to get a slight lead at first, but as soon as Ratcheteer finished that Lono's mask, it would have catapulted him ahead in that net worth department. Fafnir is going to outfarm every other support anyways, just because of his passive, so coupled with the Lono's mask, it gives him some more HP, gives him that big burst of gold that can make him very tanky all at once. Remember, part of Fafnir's passive as well is that the more gold in hand he has, the more protections that he gets. And when you get that boost of 400, you can go from not very tanky in the early game to pretty tanky pretty quickly.
Enough to be able to maybe keep you alive from a single ultimate or a couple auto attacks that might be negated from there. But now the question is, these are 2 more hyper carry style assassins with these. Are we going to see these 2 players maybe elect the tankier option, or are we just going to see the straight damage from these 2?
Well, we saw Mollusk on the SOAR console team so far this weekend. He went for a tanky Naja build that worked out pretty well for him and his squad. Sheikah working towards some penetration tells me that that might not be the option, though. Would have been an early Enkile probably if that's the style he wanted to go for. And you know, I'm a mage. I like to see big damage numbers. I think that assassins are more fun when you build them full damage. So I always want to see that full damage, but could go either way here for Sheikah. Glavis on this Hunbat should definitely be building damage. Tanky Hunbats not nearly as good as some of the other tank assassins.
Right, but he does still have that ultimate, and that's the big key with the Hunbats, is that Fear No Evil, no matter how much damage you have, no matter if you're tanky or Mega Burst, that Fear No Evil is huge for team fights, especially if Y-Try can transform ahead of time, preemptively get ready for that, maybe transform into an Outlaw to get a final judgment set up for it as well.
Exactly, and whether or not you're tanky, you're going to be effective with that ultimate, but you're not going to have enough damage to finish off players all by yourself, or even in conjunction with someone like the Morrigan, who her early game damage really isn't too impressive. That's why things like cooldown boots work out okay, because whether you had pen boots or not, you really wouldn't be dealing relevant damage either way.
No, and her cooldowns are also very low on those first 2 abilities. Between that illusion, between the Dark Omen and her deathly aspects, she's got a lot of low cooldowns early on to really help out, and those cooldown boots just going to add a little bit extra to it. 10% CDR. The Spear of Desolation looks like what they're building into, another 10% for them. Try and get that CDR online early.
But the sands of time, that equals 30% once that Spear of Deso is done, so you're going to be getting that Changeling ultimate up a lot more often. You can play more aggressively with your stealth because it's going to be up, ready to go sooner. So it works out well with what the Morrigan wants to do come mid to late game. Early game, she's just basically an ultimate transformation bot to use other better early game ults for herself.
Right, using that Hunbats that we saw while the fight was happening in solo. He got the kill in mid by transforming into the Hunbats, getting that ult online. Ytry's beads are down. Outlaw's ult off the mark. Shaken now caught in the middle. Is going to go up. Does manage to find Ytry. That's going to be a quick kill for Indiana, but now Shaka onto the backside. Just barely going to be able to get, but the overhead smash from Glavis, that's going to pick him up.
Outlaw just misses the ultimate there, but then Ytry transforms into Outlaw instead of Glavis. To use that second Fear No Evil, I think would have been much more impactful than the Thoth transformation. I'm not sure that if that was just a misclick from Ytry or if that was the idea. Got good damage off with the Final Judgment, but still would not have been as impactful as the Houndbat's transformation.
Well, they trade out 1-for-1 mid for jungle. Going to go fairly even for them, and now Sops, she's going in the 1v1 battle against Puckham. Sops does have a little bit, actually the lifesteal's about even, 18 stacks apiece, but Sops up onto the horse, goes on to Puckham. Wild Hunt's gonna be popped, but the beats from Sops. Solo kill one more time for the Hunter.
Oh, Sops is toast. Glavis gonna be able to get a return kill there, both using beads, but Sops getting the solo kill, definitely a morale booster for him, and that assist, I believe, did still go to Puckham, so at least gets a little bit of gold for his trouble. And while the mid trade was 1v1 with jungle for mid, as you mentioned, it was Tarrant County who was able to invade off of it and pick up Indiana's speed buff. So a slight win for Tarrant County in that mid engagement.
Gold Fury, at least just from the damage, but they're going to grab the Oracle Harpies. Indiana steals that one away thanks to Outlaw throwing out those hieroglyphic assaults. And now sitting at 12 minutes, game essentially dead even, about 1,000 gold or so in favor of Tarrant County. A little bit of XP as well, keeping themselves relevant for this one.
This has been a good start for them so far, and they were, keep in mind, they were off to a good start in game number 2 as well. It was their objective control that came back to really haunt them because of the stolen Gold Fury by Indiana. I'll bet you Tarrant County is going to be a little bit more careful around a Gold Fury if they decide to go for one in this game.
And that last one was also because Osap was chasing up near the red buff, in between the red buff wall in the mid lane. Shaka, Fear No Evil onto him, but great stun out of Outlaw is going to make sure Glavis can't go in with the teleport.
That still puts a lot of poke on Shaka. He's going to have to go back to base, and he had to use his ultimate defensively. This could open up a small window for Tarrant County to try and play aggressive around this Gold Fury, but without that Hunbat's ultimate, might be difficult to secure, though Ratchtier still has his ult. He can transform. Ytry can transform into the Thoth and try and secure it with a Final Judgment of his own.
With that vision up, they don't want to try and go onto that Gold Fury just yet. It's not the safest thing. Wolf King comes through. He's going to get stunned out by Ytry. Outlaw poking out some damage, and Osai putting a little bit more into Wolf King. He's going to have to go back to base. Too low to stick around this fight.
Wolf King had the ultimate available. So did Osat. Surprised that Spear of Immortal Pain didn't come out from Osat to try and knock up Wolf King and secure the kill, though it isn't the fastest knock-up in the world. You can kind of react to it pretty easily, just like Shaka did with the beats.
Yeah, Shaka's going to be able to get the beats, the priority of land. Shaka going to go onto Osap, which is very questionable considering that Ytry was sitting right there, throws out the Dark Omen, and the benefit of it gets a secondary shot, and now Puckham, once again, now they're really starting to dig their heels into him.
Yeah, that's getting Sops a lead, which is a good idea because Indiana's not looking great on the other side of the map so far. Really, it's been Shaka who has not seemed nearly as impactful on this Naja so far. Decision-making a little off there for sure, going for that Armillary Sash when he had escaped with very, very low HP.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out why he went to it. I mean, it's Shaka. Shaka does Shaka things. He's I believe he's the most first-blooded player on his team.
That does not surprise me.
No.
He's an aggressive player, and sometimes it can work out very well for him. Sometimes it ends up biting him, and right there, it bit him a little bit.
Bit him a little hard, but sitting at 1 and 2, now looking towards that on-kill for his third item. Went for the Brawler's Beat Stick up early on. Try and shut down a little bit of the healing that comes from these guys, mostly from Puckham with his in-hands, and I guess Ratcheteers for his Coerce?
I suppose so, but I'm not a big fan of the early Brawlers here. Before, it used to be that Brawlers was so cheap and was so good, I mean, 40 power, 20 pen, that you would just kind of buy it anyways, you know, whether or not it really affected the anti-heal. Here, for Shaka, I just don't think it's the right pickup. It's not nearly as cheap as it used to be. Jotun's Wrath, not much more expensive, and getting that 20% CDR is so important for a Naja who wants to be using that ultimate as often as possible. Really would have preferred to see Shaka go for an early Jotun's if he wants something from that tree early.
Especially who's going for that on-kill, has that CDR with it, try and get up to that 30% onto it. And 30% early for a Naja is big. It's a lot of big ultimates. Now Sops being engaged on by Ratcheteer. B's going to be popped as well as the dash, and that's a win for Ratcheteer. All he wanted to do is just see how Sops would react.
And Sops pushed pretty far up because he already got that tier 1 tower, so the waves are going to be a lot closer to the Tarrant County side of the map. Good idea from Tarrant County to at least get those purification beads out of him now, whether it's Glavis or whether it's Y-Try pretending to be Glavis. That Fear No Evil is going to be very impactful up against the player for Indiana that's been the most problematic for Tarrant County so far.
Well, it looks like both these soul laners going towards that mystical mail one more time. They just both love to have that extra little bit of dot, and it kind of works out with the Colin having basically the double mystical mail proc when that Vent Anger is up and online. Nobody really keeps track of all that extra little tick damage that comes from them.
I love mystical mail on Colin. It's so hard to deal with because there's nothing to really do about it. You just kind of take it. No response.
Blink in from Glavis with the ult. Sops getting low. Has to go onto the horse. A beautiful jump from Glavis. Going to stop the path of Sabbath. He's not going to be able to get out of that one. Overhead smash going to get the kill.
Really nice play there from Glavis. And now Y-Try is going to transform into the Thoth, but he might have overextended. Sheikah was waiting for him. That's going to be an easy kill for Sops. And that Gold Fury is getting low, but here comes Sops again. It's Sheikah.
Goes up into the sky. The Gold Fury still being leashed. Indiana steals it away. Outlaw with the ult's going to grab that one. They're going to pick up Y-Try. They're going to grab Puckham for himself. Might be able to grab Outlaw on the back end is Osath and Ratch. Osath going aggressive on Outlaw. He's taking a little too much damage, so Thorn's not doing anything for him. They're zoning him away. They can't get to it. Osath falls. 3 and the Gold Fury for Indiana.
I've seen this one before. Tarrant County just do too much to try and get kills instead of just going for the objective. Y-Try pushes way too far forward and is not able to get a kill. He falls. Outlaw steps up and steals it away with the final judgment. And then Indiana get kills afterwards. Now they're getting another objective. Look at the graphs. I mean, you could basically copy-paste game 2s onto this one, and they would look pretty similar.
And it was at relatively the same time, too, that 15 to 18-minute mark. They try and go for it. Some plays a little too aggressive, unable to get out. They make a misplay holding on to that Gold Fury. You saw Rats trying to burn it down with the Dragon in hands. Those don't do a lot of damage. It's a very small amount, and Outlaw just from the back, didn't even charge it, just fired it off just to get it.
Good positioning from him. He actually was the one who baited Y-Try really deep into his own jungle. Sheikah's able to pick him up, and also a lot of credit to Sheikah because him blinking in and hitting that Windfire wheel stops a lot of the DPS from Tarrant County. Without him hitting that ultimate and taking some attention away and taking a player out of the area, Tarrant County probably secure that Gold Fury. Mid-jungle coming up big for the Hoosiers.
Well, now we have Puckham taking the purple buff. Outlaw farming up the Oracle Harpies. Puckham might try and steal these ones away. Will manage to get that. A small win for them. Not a big one, but at least getting that extra golden experience taken away from Outlaw.
And that was a good engagement to start it off because remember, Sops had used purification beads. There just wasn't enough follow-up on top of him.
All Sheikah now going to be blinked on. He's going to have the beads and the ult to get out, but a teleport from Glavis holding on to it, but he's not able to get it because the shield from Sabbath keeping Sheikah alive, and now they're turning on to Glavis. He's taking a lot of damage from Wolf King.
Sops is able to find Y-Try, who was trying to find Outlaw in the jungle. Osath's going to transform. Good time forward as Puckham meets up with Sops in the jungle. Glavis going underneath that tier 1 tower. Osath joining Puckham, trying to chase down Sops. Wild Hunt a little bit off the mark, and Sops hops on top of the horse to get away.
He's still going in onto him. He's still fighting after it. Sops gonna fall to Puckham, finally getting a kill for himself onto that one. Now Wolf King caught in the middle. Puckham gonna get caught out of his dash by the Satch from Sheikah. He's fighting in, but it's 4 members surrounding Sheikah. Puckham getting low. Puckham gonna fall. Sheikah picks him up, but now Wolf King turning himself onto Osath. He has to turn tail and run. Everyone from Indiana too low to keep going.
Very, very close there. It ends up being a 2-for-1, but Sops being the player to fall is very relevant for Tarrant County. He's been the guy for Indiana so far, and honestly, he should have just gotten out of danger there. Eventually, I guess it does bait Puckham back in and allow Sheikah to get that kill, but using mounted archery to just escape, probably the better option for Sops in that situation. Either way, Indiana ends up on top, and Y-Try again just got baited too deep in the enemy jungle. He's got to be more wary of his positioning.
I mean, there was no way they could have caught him if he just stayed on that horse. That horse goes a long distance very quickly. Making sure to be able to get that is huge, but I think that he thought his team was going to be there faster for him. Yeah. Maybe Sabbath was going to be able to get a shield on quicker, but his team didn't get there quick enough, and Tarrant County able to pick him up. They do trade out Hunter for Hunter, but when you're trading hunters at this point, Puckham, it's going to be better for him because of how far behind he is.
And Sabbath's had a really good game so far on this Geb. I was questioning whether or not that was the right call. So Y-Try is going to get crushed in the mid lane. He's dead to the ultimate combination from Sabbath and Sheikah. Now Glaive is going to go in trying to put some pressure onto Outlaw and Sops, but he's the one who's got to back up.
Now Sabbath taking quite a bit of poke from players of Tarrant County. Ult charge from Outlaw, but he's going to cancel it out, realizing he's not going to be able to get really any kills with that one. And now Osoth making that rotation over. The Portal Demon is available for Indiana, not electing to start it just yet.
Outlaw staying safe in that mid lane, and Y-Try can't really say the same. Good recognition from Indiana that his beads were still down from that chase earlier on and taking advantage.
Well, Portal Demon now at a quarter HP. Ratcheteer's going to jump in, throws out the hammer into the dragon form. It's going to be leashed away. He's going to be able to pick that one back up. Ring toss not going to hit from Sheikah. Now with the Portal Demon leashed, it's going to heal back up. But Glaive is getting low, blinking from Osoth's. Only going to find Sheikah with the Spear of Immortal Pain. Wolf King gets stunned out too, knocked up by Sabbath. It's just a sloppy fight from both teams.
Ratcheteer is the focus now. Wolf King going to be able to chase him down, but still had that leap available. He's going to be able to get back to safety. And where does Sops go? Directly back to the Portal Demon. Now Osath realizes this might be a possibility. Indiana need to try and cut off Osath before he can get in to stop it, but will be able to get there and just keep Sops off of it for the moment.
And you see the ward control from Indiana. I think that's kind of been the tale of these two teams, have been the ward control. Y-Try turning into that Hunbots and Sheikah soloed out. That's a kill that they need. With the Portal Demon now over onto the other side, gets leashed over the opposite direction. Outlaw throws out the ult, not going to find a kill with it, but they will grab Ratcheteer with Wolf King.
Nice
now
stun.
Osoth staring down 4 members. Ult over from Wolf King. Got to get the root. The dot coming out from Osoth. It's not enough to keep him alive. He's not going to be able to transform. Puckham gets the Gold Fury with Y-Try, but Osoth picked up by Wolf King.
Really good play there from Tarrant County overall. That puts them back in the gold lead. Really nice play from Y-Try, who had struggled for the last few moments. Gets the really nice individual play to bring down Sheikah and open up that gold.
Y-Try looking to try and steal this one away. Glavis had to jump through, not going to be able to get the steal from either. Close with that ultimate, but not enough. Y-Try has to use his Aegis, and he gets stunned out by Sop's CI Jutsu, and you can see Sop's happy about that.
Y-Try that time, again, overextending, but tried to steal away that Portal Demon. Tarrant County and Indiana now very, very close together in gold, within 300, basically, of one another. XP still in Indiana's favor, and a lot of that is because of Sops being level 18 right now, though Puckham has caught up a little bit, up to level 17 now on this Kernanos.
Well, gonna throw out the damage. It's gonna be, that's the one thing about Kernanos. You can never downsize how much damage he can do just with that Bramble Bass alone. But now it's the Fire Giant, half HP Ratcheteer, the only one here for the time to be able to stop that one. And it's perfect because Otsath's too far away. The person that they worry so much about on objectives isn't here. Glaive is going to try and steal it away, but Indiana, they're going to secure that. Now into it. Max range from Sheikah is going to pick up Glaive. He's going to drop down into his death. Sops getting the kill.
Really nice play there from Indiana, but all this while, Puckham did get that tier 2 in left. Someone's got to be able to back to base in order to stop that Phoenix push, and Sabbath was trying, but he gets stopped. Sheikah, big ring toss, though, onto Ratcheteer. Sash gonna confirm that one. Osath looking for Sabbath. The ticks from the Mystical Mail will do it, but support for solo, Indiana will take that every day. Problem is, no one from Indiana backed. Wolf King's job there is to back to base. He went to mid so that he couldn't be stopped backing, and then he comes in to support the fight. When Indiana really had that under control, that Phoenix should not have gone down, and Puckham getting that Phoenix actually really helps out Tarrant County quite a lot. That makes Indiana pressure out that side of the map much earlier than they may have wanted to.
Not going to find it. Turns into the Hunbots again. Beautiful sash from Sheikah, but it's not going to be enough. Y-Try ports over. Now it's just fighting out against Outlaw, but with how low that he was, Outlaw throwing out the laughs at him. Y-Try, you thought.
That was a nice play from Y-Try again in the 1v1. Gets the beads and then immediately transformed into Hunbots, but with another member there that time, he's not going to be able to stay safe. It ends up falling once more. But honestly, losing Y-Try for Sheikah is actually okay for Tarrant County. I mean, Sheikah's done so much in this game so far for Indiana, and Y-Try has kind of struggled. So especially on a Phoenix Siege, it's difficult to really play Morrigan effectively when they're running at you like that. So I honestly think that that's a better play for Tarrant County than Indiana. It stops the siege potential from them for at least a little bit longer.
But we've seen this time and time again with Sheikah is he's more than happy dying. You know, he's 4-4-5 right now. Last game, a fairly similar slash line. It was only game 1 that he really had this crazy out there performance that we haven't really seen from Sheikah in his jungle too much this season. But on this Naja, That's standard. Naja is the I go in, I got that one big kill. We took out their carry. We took out their mid lane. I die, no big deal.
That's what Naja is designed to get 1-for-1 trades. If you can get 2-for-1 for Naja, you're in a really, really good spot. And Shake is at the point where that's actually on the table. Level 18, nearly level 19. Got the Heartseeker done now, so that damage is going to be really relevant.
South blinking in, going to knock up 2 with the spear. Wolf King pushed against the wall with Glavis' ultimate. Wytry going to stun him out. Wytry picking him up, but they grab Puckham. Now looking towards Subs. The Thorns has been popped. They can't get enough on the Subs. Up into the sky, but Wytry double kill with the Dark Omen.
Outlaw off the mark with the ult. Now Glavis gonna have that Fear No Evil. He gets out of danger, but Sabbath might as well. Shaka trying to box it out with Osath, but that's gonna be a winning fight for Tarrant County. Another kill for Wytry. He evens up that score line at 6-6.
Oh, and this might be another one. Outlaw caught out, has to use the beads, throwing out the dash as well just to get the stun, but he's so low. Ratch can continue chasing, has his jump, gonna get the stun on the Outlaw, has to use Aegis, and right before the transformation, Wytry with the unofficial quadra kill.
Great fight there by Tarrant County, and the whole reason why that goes so well is because Sops falls early in that engagement. Sops, one of the first to fall for Indiana, and he just wasn't able to make an impact in that fight. Neither was Wolf King. He got zoned out very effectively, and Wytry brought him down with the help of the rest of Tarrant County. That's what's got to happen if Tarrant County is going to beat Indiana. Someone has to check Sops in these fights and make sure that he doesn't get the free cast, because when he does, he's just been too strong.
Not only that, they're able to pick up a couple of towers for themselves, and that Phoenix in the left lane is still down. They're still going to have to continue babysitting that before the Fire Giant comes back up. They need to make sure to push that forward so it doesn't get burned down immediately through. And with both of these junglers, we can see they're going the more damage-oriented. They're not going for the more traditional tanky junglers that we've seen. They want to do the damage. They want to be the ones getting those big kills.
Exactly, and now with the Gold Fury being down, Tarrant can back and start to work on their really important power items. Wytry can start on that Rod of Tahuti. Puckham needs an Executioner still in that build, and he can get closer to it now. This is a good look for Tarrant County, but it's only one team fight that's gone their way in the later stages. 3K gold now, not nearly as relevant as it is in the early game. Indiana still very, very even with Tarrant County so far. This next team fight is going to be the determining factor.
A lot of attack speed on Puckham. He's going to go in. Blink ult from Sabbath. Going to find Puckham. He doesn't have his relics to keep himself alive. Just got that Aegis. Taking too much and off the horse at the max. Sops going to pick up Puckham. Now to the Dragon form. Ratcheteer does manage to grab Sops. Now both Hunters are down. Shake is in a lot of danger. Going to get the sash, but not going to get the kill. Wytry is going to pick him up.
Wytry going to go in and has another Fear No Evil. That gets all 3 members. Wolf King up and over the wall. He's going to end up falling here. One more shot will do it. Glavis going to get the double. Sabbath the only one left alive for Indiana, and that is not a fight that Tarrant County wanted to take.
Look where they're going. They don't care about Fire Giant. They're pushing forward with the Phoenix very low on the left-hand side. They're going to look towards that one. They might even be able to get at least the tier 2 and maybe a Phoenix in mid. It's 25 seconds before anybody is back online.
Yeah, this left side Phoenix call I really like, but they do need to be careful because they don't have their Hunter here, and they're not particularly healthy either, so it will be difficult to continue to push forward. There's no way they can end right now.
No, there's no way. Even with just Sabbath being there and a little bit of fire minions, it's not going to be enough for them. They're just going to back off, but Gold Fury's already down. I would have liked to have seen the Fire Giant call because that left Phoenix is weakened. It's going to take a little bit easier time to drop that one down.
Yeah, maybe even sending one person to try and get the left side Phoenix and have the rest go to Fire Giant ends up being a better call. But, you know, ensuring that Phoenix goes down is fine. Problem is now Indiana has their relics back up. The reason that Tarrant County win that fight so heavily is that the relics were still down from Indiana. That's the perfect time to fight with a composition that has 2 Fear No Evils. They were huge in that engagement. But now that Indiana has beads up on every single carry, and Tarrant County still lacking some relics. I mean, beads were used by Wytry there, Aegis by Puckham. Those are going to be down for a little bit longer now, and they need to be very wary of that into this next engagement.
And that's why Puckham fell so early in the last one is he got CC'd to death. He didn't have those beads. The one opportunity he had, he threw out his Aegis to delay it just a little bit longer, enough for him to trade out with Sops. But now Tarrant County, with the slight lead, they're going to continue pushing forward. Throws out that Dark Omen from Wytry just to get a little bit of poke on the Wolf King, but those shields, now they're starting to get a little less relevant because of how much damage these players are doing.
Tarrant County needs to take advantage of this because Sops is in left side pushing down that fire wave, and he's been so much damage for Indiana that, yeah, that's a good call. Tarrant County needs to get on this fire, and they need to do it quickly.
Well, it's already down to almost half HP. Puckham just throwing those in-hands onto it. Wolf King CC'd against the wall by the Fear No Evil into the Dragon form. Ratch now going to not be able to help out Puckham as he gets bursted down by Shake in the back. Wide try, the second Fear No Evil. Outlaw's going to fall. 1-for-1 trade. Osath has to pop those thorns. He's going to fall. Sops gets that kill. Now Glavis is the one getting a little bit low. Sabbath and Sops both low. Wide try waiting at the Aegis. He's going to find it. Sops falls.
Glavis up and over trying to cut out Sabbath's root. Shaka gets stunned.
Oh my lord.
Plenty of damage onto him. Aegis and beads used by Y Tribe, but Ratcheteer able to make the play to get Shaka off of him very easily. Nice plays there by both sides. I mean, that ultimate from Outlaw was huge. That brought Puckham down to 1 HP. Easy for Shaka to go in and clean that one up. Sops came into that fight late, which is exactly what you want to do as a hunter, but just wasn't able to make the impact because Y-Try is just doing too much damage right now. He's 10, 6, and 5. He's got Rod of Tahuti done working on his last item, and that's just so much burst damage coming out of him with that invisibility into the stun.
Y-Try just stole that blue buff and stared Wolf King like, hey, this is my buff.
This is mine.
This is mine.
Thanks for doing it for me, bud.
But when we're coming into these late game fights, you mentioned that Y-Try is the one who's doing the big damage, being big for him, but every time Indiana's focusing on Puckham and they're just letting Y-Try run rampant in the backline. Every single fight, he's getting a Fear No Evil of his own onto 3 or 4 members.
Yeah, it's got to be Y-Try from now on for Indiana. That's a great point. Puckham has just not been relevant, not only in this game, but in this set, really. Let him go, man. I mean, yeah, he's full build hunter, and yes, he's still going to do a lot of work, but Y-Try's proven that he is doing the work, so you may as well take him out of these fights.
Well, Fire Giant going over to Tarrant County, their first one of the set. They're looking to push this one forward. They need this win to stay in. It's a best of 5, and in this game 3 with do or die. Now the advantage is in their favor.
Tier 2 tower not going to stand for too long. Tier 2 tower and mid should be the next call because that really transitions nicely into the left side Phoenix, which is about to respawn. Plus that Gold Fury about to respawn as well. There's a good opportunity for Tarrant County to knock down that weakened Phoenix already, take all the towers off the board, and then look to back, finish off your builds. Nearly everybody full build, only Osath and Y-Try needing to finish off their 6th items, and then you can try and push forward and get the win.
Sprint pop from Tarrant County looking to go in. Sabbath going to go into the back, grab 2 with the Cataclysm, knock up 4 members. Sabbath being turned on into the Dragon form, goes Ratcheteer, Final Judgment, just going to clip Glavis, and that's enough. Outlaw picks up 1, but Sop's going to fall to Y-Try. Puckham going to pick up Sabbath, and now it's a 2-for-1 exchange for Tarrant County.
Outlaw still here, has that Final Judgment available. That's going to get Puckham right underneath that Phoenix. Good stun on a Ratcheteer as well, but Wolf King's not going to have the damage to bring him down. But Indiana stopped the Phoenix siege.
Blink ult from Shaka. That's the pick they needed to make sure they could get the win for it. And now Ratch, the unfortunate transformation. Up over the top goes Wolf King. He's going to root him down. He's going to slow him. Outlaw not going to find the damage onto him, but stunned out from the Judgment Tether. Ratch just going to get away because Indiana's going to let him go.
Indiana needs to stop that left side fire wave from coming down. That's the idea there. I mean, remember, Y-Try had no relics, so Sabbath immediately says, all right, I'm blink ulting him in mid. Problem was there was no real follow-up. Outlaw needs to be ready in position to just Final Judgment him off the map. If that happens, Indiana don't lose really anybody in that team fight. Whether that's poorly timed by Sabbath or Outlaw's not in the right position, regardless, Y-Try is able to survive and continue to make an impact in that fight. And the reason Tarrant County plays so aggressive there underneath that Phoenix is because Shaka was seen pushing the left wave up, so they knew they had a 4v5, at least for the moment, but good individual plays from Outlaw and then from Shaka whenever he did come in in order to make those plays.
I'm glad they secured that Gold Fury. If Ratcheteer would have sold that with a hammer at this point in the game, I would have been a little upset for them in that case.
Yeah, that would have been unfortunate. But, I mean, Gold Fury at 33, 34 minutes, not the end of the world anyways.
What's 1,500 gold to your entire full build team aside from Wolf King? He's missing 1 item and 1 item onto Sabbath. At this point, Gold Fury, it's nothing but a couple of potions for your team.
Exactly, and potions done for Outlaw, for Sops, for Shaka. All those guys have finished off their 6 items and are just working on getting a little bit of extra power for themselves with those power potions.
Well, now at 35 minutes in the game, Fire Giants still around their waist for about another minute, but it's only Ratch and Osath who have it. They're just getting set up, getting ready for that next Portal Demon spawn. Sop's going to be jumped on by Ratcheteer, but Ratcheteer taking a little bit of poke back. Late game Hunters start swinging.
They do, but Ratcheteer is still healthy enough, and he's got so much HP 5 with that Fire Giant buff still on him and the Stone of Gaia that he's not too worried about any poke. Look at him. He's already full health.
Yeah, I mean, he also does have a heal into his kit that gives him a little bit more, but not quite as big as any of the other sustain options would be. Why try again? You're going to go into that stealth, look for a target. Going to stun out Sabbath. It did an immense amount of damage, and that's the initiation from Tarrant County. Outlaw goes into the back, blinks on. Sabbath has to use the Cataclysm. Why try? Now on to Sops, who's caught out. Fear no evil, but Sheikah picks one up into the sky. Doesn't matter. Glavis finds Sops.
Right, great play there. Sheikah looking for the kill on a Glavis, but the Mantle of Discord came out and stunned Sheikah, allowing Glavis to pick up that double kill. Why try?
Thorns.
Kills himself on Thorns, but Puckham's still going to get Wolf King. It's a 4-for-1, or 3-for-1 rather, in favor of Tarrant County.
3 members still very healthy from Tarrant County. They're just getting set up. They can't do the Fire Giant just yet. The Portal Demon has already been dropped. They really don't have anything they can full commit onto just yet. They're looking for mid, but there's really nothing they can do yet.
Outlaw's still here and still has that ultimate, but no relics available for him, so he needs to be very, very careful underneath this Phoenix.
He realizes that Osat's going to go into the back, throw out that war cry just to zone him away. Puckham starting to swing with those in-hands. Outlaw going to throw the ult, but great preemptive Aegis from Puckham. He knew it was coming. He's going to be able to get that Phoenix with the help of his teammates.
He remembers what happened last time, so this time had the Aegis available and has it upgraded as well, so a 30-second less cooldown on that Aegis available for Puckham soon enough. So now it's going to be Tarrant County going back towards the Fire Giant, and with Ytry respawning in about 5 seconds. I like this idea from Ratcheteer. Back to base, you're pretty low, heal up a little bit, walk up with Ytry, and try and make another fight happen in your favor. But look at the relics down on both sides. This is going to be a risky fight if either team wants to take it, because Ytry's got no relics, Sops has no relics, Outlaw has no relics. It's going to be up to really Sheikah, who can play aggressively with that blink and the beats up.
You can see Puckham getting aggressive on a Fire Giant. He's got the damage to try and solo this out. Glavis and Ratch making a rotation through, throwing out that Coerce onto Puckham. He is bursting this Fire Giant,
way.
But Wolf King
You're kidding.
Just proves that once again, North America, they can't secure their objectives.
You're kidding me. I mean, look, he's got Magi's Blessing. I get it. Like, you can't really CC him. You can't really zone him away. But just wait for half a second. Just hold on, dude. Just like let go of left click for 2 seconds, and just let him hit it, and then walk away and get your Fire Giant. That stops all the momentum for Tarrant County.
And they're 8,000 gold up. That's a big thing for them. I mean, everybody's level 20 at this point, nearly full build. It's not the big thing, but losing that momentum you had, you got their mid Phoenix. You were looking to push down left Phoenix with that one, and now all of a sudden, it's gone in an instant because you couldn't let go of left click, Puckham.
That's tough, man. That's gotta hurt. And that's what, 3 objectives now that Tarrant County has lost in this set, 2 in this game. Indiana stole away a Gold Fury earlier that kept him in it. This has been a recurring problem for Tarrant County, and they don't have the best draft at securing objectives, but you've got to do better than they've done so far, because it's been, I mean, losing a 38-minute Fire Giant to Spirit Flail just shouldn't happen.
Sheikah going to take a little bit of damage, as well as Ratcheteer, who took quite a brunt of that one. Glavis goes in. That's going to get the ultimate from Sheikah. Now he's getting chunked down. Puckham going to find him with the Bramble Blast. Now Sops throwing out some autos into the back. Osad going to use his ult, but Sops onto the mounted archery. He's going to get away from it. Now Ytry with his own Fear No Evil onto Wolf King. They're taking a lot of damage from the amount of it, but the Thorns not going to keep Wolf King alive for too much longer. Osad with the War Cry. That's going to find him.
Now it's Tarrant County pushing forward. Ytry so low, but he's going to be able to heal up and go back to base if necessary. Outlaw still has his relics, and he's going to need to use them right here. He gets rooted into place, has to use both beats and Aegis, and he still might fall.
Shield is going to be good for now, but not forever. Osad going to find him with the Barbed Spear. Sabbath going to be stopped inside of his rollout. There's only 2 members left alive, and it might not be that much for too much longer. Sabbath sitting at a quarter HP, while the members of Tarrant County pushing down the Phoenix.
Sop's still alive, though, and that's going to be the real determining factor here for Indiana. That means that Tarrant County might not be able to go for the win, but they're going to try for it. Seika's up an 8.
Ratcheteer pushing forward. He's the one tanking it up. Ytry's making the rotation back through. He's so low in HP. Sops throwing out the auto attacks. Sabbath going to be bursted down by the Fear No Evil from Glavis. Titan sitting at a quarter HP.